Hi guys, I'm Ryan from Logan County Outdoors. Me and a couple of buddies of mine got a little thing that we're trying to get going down here. We'll be putting some videos up, just hunting, fishing videos. But I fish the Maumee a lot for walleye. I fish Indian Lake for saugeye, and I was always finding, you know, myself pulling out some line, putting on a floating jig head when I was up there at Maumee, and the guys told me, he goes, well, get you, you know, something that holds leaders. It's like, all right, you know, I like the idea, but these things, they're $5 a piece. I don't know about anybody out there watching or any other fishermen, but me, I'm on a limited budget. I got kids, so I gotta try to keep money for him to do stuff, you know, bills, everything else, and money's tight these days. So I was thinking up, I was like, you know, there's gotta be a cheaper way than buying these for $5 a piece. So what I did is I went to local Lowe's, got me some CPVC 1/2 inch, and I bought insulation, which you put on your pipes so you don't freeze in winter. You get them in a 5-foot, I think 5 or 6 foot strip for about $1.85. Say 10-foot piece of this or a piece of PEX, which I like the PEX a lot better. It seems to be a little more stout, more sturdier, and this floats a lot better too. Cut them, say 8 inches. You know, 8 inches will hold 9, I think. We'll hold 11 liters on there. What I do, the Lindy ones, which, you know, they're a good product, but like I said, price, they put a slit with a piece of string in it, so you can put your line down in it, you lock it in, wrap your leader on, pull a little tight, lock your hook in. With up at Maumee, it's real rocky up there, so I mean, you're always breaking off. So this, what I did is I took it, they have this insulation, they're already pre-glued on each side, but they have little plastic strips in there. So you take it, take your piece of CPVC or PEX, whatever you prefer. Don't use copper because you're just going to weight it down. And I'll come to that here in a second. Grab the tabs on those, pull them out. What that does is that takes that glue, just squeeze it together. Seals up at the end of it. On the first ones I did, I put a piece of tape inside of them, but I didn't really like that because it bulges it out at the ends. Take a piece of 6-inch piece of electrical tape, just standard width, like I think it's like 1/2 inch, 3/4 inch electrical tape. Take a 6-inch piece, take your X-Acto knife or a pocket knife, cut it straight down the center of it, so you have thin, little thin strips. Wrap the end of them so it's tight on both ends. It kind of, you know, snugs it down a little bit, but it makes it so that pipe don't move around in there. Then just take your leader. Me, I prefer, I've ran heavier line up there, and I found out that the heavier line, it seemed like I wasn't getting as many bites on it, so I went back to like a 10-pound extra tough Berkeley or whatever your preference is, because I run braided on mine. And that slit that you take a little your X-Acto knife or pocket knife, make a slit into it until you hit the pipe. Don't do it on the side where it has the seam, because if you do that, it's gonna separate and fray out. Well, on the opposite side of it, just cut it every 3/4 of an inch. Just cut down until you hit the pipe. Cut down until you hit the pipe, all the way down. Leave on the ends about 1 inch. That way you're not getting into the tape. Take your leader. I got one here already pre-made up. This is about, say, 18-20 inches, 10-pound line, floating jig head. Take your line, pull it out, just like you would wrap it in one of these other ones. Put it into that slit, say about 2 inches past that slit. Hold it, and just start wrapping your line down into that little cut that you made. What that will do is that'll hold it in there so the line don't, you know, come undone. Then when you get to the end of it, you'll have your jig head. Don't just stick it in there because it'll loosen up. Pull on it a little bit, bring it up, just barely stick the hook in there, like that. These here, I bought 10-foot piece of PEX and a 10-foot piece of CPVC. CPVC is a little bit cheaper, but I like the PEX. It's like $3 for a 10-foot piece of that, and like $2 for 2 pieces of 5-foot insulation. You do that, you can make probably 10, 15 of these, maybe a little less, maybe a little more, out of that one 10-foot piece of PEX, and you'll have, say, $6 at tops. You can make, you know, 10, 15 of these, stick them on your boat or in your pack for worm harnesses, floating jig heads, catfish rigs, I mean, anything. And if anybody figures another way of using them for something, put a comment in here about it. Me, I'm going to use them for the floating jig heads at the Maumee. For one, if this falls out of my pack or a backpack or whatever that I have out there with me on the river and falls into the river, it's going to float down. The guy next to me, say there's people down, you know, 10, 15 feet apart. Combat fishing is what you call it. Somebody's going to grab it for you. You'll say, hey, grab that for me. He nets it up, gives it to you. People there, you know, they pretty much work with each other. Also, if you're up there fishing, you hook into a fish, say fish on. Most people just hook into it, not even tell you they're trying to bring a fish in. They'll either get pissed off at you or get you tangled up. Common river, you know, courtesy. Just say, hey, fish on, get out of my way. That's pretty much what it's saying. Hope you like this video. I'm going to do a few other videos on like mainline selection up there at the Maumee or any other lakes. I fish in Lake a lot. I use braided up there if we're trolling or fishing from the bank with a jig or whatever. Like I said, you know, monofilament. I like a monofilament up there. It's cheaper. You're going to break off up there. I mean, there's rocks the size of Volkswagens in the Maumee. Get hooked into them, go up there. You'll lose, say, 10 jigs a day. You know, 10 of the trolling sinkers a day, which they get pricey. So I bought a mold, made my own. I mean, you get lead for, say, 65 cents to $1 somewhere. But I'm going to do another video on those. But I hope this video was kind of helpful. Save you guys some money. I know everybody's not made of money, and you try to fish on a budget sometimes. But this is Ryan with Logan County Outdoors. You guys have a good day. Thanks.